So today in math, we are going to be solving word problems like yesterday involving time. A lot of you gave me a thumbs down or thumb in the middle for Mrs. Harrison and I said, don't worry, we will be practicing some more. And today is the day we're going to do more of that. And that's because there are real world math problems that involve time intervals and adding and subtracting time and how long were you at the park and how long till you get to eat dinner and so forth. So today we're going to review the addition and subtraction of time intervals using a clock. We're going to try it on a clock today. And I do have a number line that I found. It's just a laminated one that I'll show you as well. So we'll try a couple with the clock and maybe a couple with the number line. Also, we're going to read more problems using intervals of time, and we'll practice different strategies. Some of you like to count on your fingers. Some of you, like Max Fox, he's got some mental math that he uses. It's wonderful. So we will use all kinds of strategies today as we solve some of these word problems involving time. But first, let's do another review. I'm going to ask you to write in your math spiral. I'm going to put a time on the clock. We'll talk about AM and PM minutes after the hour and minutes before. So today's time will be okay. Go ahead and write down the time in your math spiral. Remember to look at that hour hand, the short one that is red first. See what two numbers it's between. It always goes to the number before. It's within that hour. Then look at your minute hand, the long blue hand. See how many minutes have passed that hour by starting at the 12, count by fives, and then count on by your ones. And then write your time digitally. At this time, I am teaching math. AM or PM. At this time, I am teaching math. AM or PM. If you are finished, I'm going to ask you how many minutes after the hour it is. So Max Fox, you can write that down in your math spiral, and how many minutes before the next hour it is. So get your brain thinking about that, especially if you were already done.
I think I know.
Lennox, I see you have raised your hand and we've had quite a bit of time here. Would you please unmute and share your thinking?
Yes, I think that it is 2:13 p.m.
Okay, let's explain your thinking. Did you say 13?
Yes, 13.
All right, well, let's look at the minutes again. The hour is correct. I want you to look at the minutes again. Explain how you know it's in the 2 o'clock hour.
I know that it's in the 2 o'clock hour because it's not yet touched the 3 and it's most closer to the 2.
Excellent. Okay, let's go up to the 12 and count by fives till we get to the minute hand. Count with me, Lennox. Ready? 5, 10, 15. Then we're going to stop there. Now let's count by ones. 16, 17, 18. So you were super duper close. Lennox, do you think it's AM or PM if I'm teaching math at 2:18?
PM.
Right. It changes from AM to PM at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It'll change again from PM to AM at midnight, 12 o'clock midnight. Hopefully you guys will all be sleeping. All right, how many minutes after the hour is it? And then think about how many minutes before the hour it is. So Charlie Carr, can you explain your thinking for how many minutes after the hour it is? Can you tell me what you're thinking?
I think it's 18 minutes after 2.
You're right. 18 minutes have passed the 2 o'clock hour. Very good. Now, we know it has to equal 60, whatever this number is before the next hour. So I'm going to start at the 12. I want you guys to count with me. We're going to go backwards. You could do this problem. See if you want to do that. If you take 18 away from 60, how many minutes before the next hour is it? You can do it this way, or we can check on the clock. I'm going to do it on the clock. You guys can do what you're comfortable with. Either with me, or you can do that in your math spiral. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42. 42 minutes before what, Max Fox? What's the next hour?
3 o'clock.
Excellent. Now I can add those up and check my work. 8 plus 2 is 10. Yes. Carry that one, make that new group. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 4 is 6. If you did it this way, you would have gotten 42 as well. Let's go ahead and try one more before we get to our learning target of problem solving. This time, we're gonna go this way. Okay, what time is it? At this time, I am still getting ready for school. I'm actually hiking at this point. The dogs before work. AM or PM? Listen to my clues. I'm hiking the dogs before I come to work in the morning. AM or PM? August, can you put that away and get your pencil in your hand and see if you can write these down? Thank you, bud. Look at that hour hand. Look at that minute hand. August, do you have your hand up because you know the answer? If yes, you can unmute and share your thinking.
It is 7:32.
How do you know you're right? Can you explain your thinking?
Because I know that the 7 is on, I know that the hour hand is on the 7. It's not quite on the 8 yet. And if you count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then 30, and then you add the 30 plus 2, those two little knobs, and I got 7:32.
Excellent. I love how you communicated your thinking. Well done, August. All right. August, since I have you on here, is it AM or PM if I'm getting the dogs hiked before I come to work?
PM.
Before I come to work in the morning?
AM.
Yeah, it's AM because it will not be PM again until afternoon. So when I come to work, it's still AM, and then when I'm eating my lunch, it's PM, and then it won't be AM again till I'm sleeping. So 7:32 a.m. Let's look at the minutes after the hour and the minutes before the next hour. And Cooper, I'm hoping you would be okay doing this with me. How about it, Cooper? We can do it together if you're unsure.
Okay.
Thanks, bud. All right. How many minutes after the hour is it?
It is 32 minutes after 7.
Yay. Now we have to make it equal 60, right? So we could subtract the 32 from 60, or we could count backwards. What would you like to do?
60 minus 32.
Okay, walk me through it.
So 6 minus 2. Wait. No, 0. You can't do 0 minus 2. So you cross out the 6 and make it a 5. And then you give the 1 to the 0, so it's 10. 10 minus 2 equals 8. And then 5 minus 3 equals 2.
So you're saying it's 28 minutes before, and what would the next time be?
8.
8 o'clock. Let's check your work. I'm going to count backwards. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28. And then if I add 32 and 28, 8 plus 2 is 10, make a new group. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 2 is 6. You did it. Oh, I'm glad I chose you. You are very good at that. I'm really proud of how well you guys have been listening remotely. I know it's hard because telling time to the minute, the nearest minute, and telling AM and PM, and telling how many minutes after the hour and before the next hour, that's a lot. And you guys are on it. I'm really impressed. All right, we are gonna go back to our next activity, which is page 189. So we're gonna get right to it because this is more of what we did yesterday. I'm gonna read to you. I want you to follow along. We are gonna go back to the clock. Now, here's an idea for you. That interactive clock is on your assignment. Do you notice how I kept my tab up there? Now watch. See up here on my screen, it says interactive clock. You guys can have that tab up too so that you can use it to help you. So the way you do that is you're gonna go to our Google Classroom. I cleared off our math, so there's not much math on there for you guys. You should only see today's math assignments. If you go to Thursday's math, it says interactive clock for kids. All you have to do is click on that, and then you have that up as well. And that's a tool for you to help solve some of these word problems. Okay, so go ahead and do that if you haven't already. I know Finn, I think, asked me to do that. It was a great idea.
So while you're giving them a moment for that, just check your chat if you get a chance.
Okay, I gotta stop sharing, I think. Will it let me check my, oh, it will.
Yeah, it should let you check your chat even if you're sharing.
Yes.
And I won't see it, so that's fine.
Okay. I need to switch it over to you then.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
It's because you snuck in right before me.
All right. Oh, good, Sunny. I'm glad you did it. I think it'll help you guys. Okay, so we're on page 189. We don't have that many today, like yesterday, so it's gonna go a lot quicker. Corey caught a train at 1:45 p.m. to go to his grandparents. The train trip lasted 35 minutes. Then he spent 10 minutes waiting for a cab and another 15 minutes riding in the cab. What time did Corey get to his grandparents' house? So I know I'm going to do this one for us. I want you to do it along with me. I know that I have the start time. 1:45 is when Corey caught the train. The trip lasted 35 minutes. So 35 minutes are going to go forward. We're going to add on because I don't know the end time. He spent 10 minutes waiting for the cab, 15 riding in the cab. What time did Corey get to his grandparents' house? So I'm writing this down on a piece of paper to help me. So when I go to that interactive clock, I'll know. We're starting at 1:45. We have to add 35 minutes. And then we have to add 15 minutes. So watch what we're going to do to find out what time Corey got to his grandparents' house. So when I go to the interactive clock, and you guys can do this too, I'm going to put the hands of the clock on 1:45 because that's my start time. Okay, so that's what 1:45 would look like. Okay, but now that's my start time, but I need to find the end time. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to unlock them now. Make sure you're muted if you're not, so we don't hear your noise and you can hear me. I'm going to go ahead and count or add on the 35 minutes it took for him for his trip. Watch how I do this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. It's now 2:20, but he's not at his grandparents yet. That was the 35 minutes on the train. Now he has to wait for the cab for 10 minutes. So I'm going to continue with my minute hand. Watch how I do it. 5, 10. Okay, now it's 2:30, but he's still not at his grandpa's house because then he had to wait for something else for 15 minutes. I'd have to go back to the text to see. Said it was 10 minutes waiting for a cab and then 15 minutes for riding in the cab. So now I have to go 15 more minutes. 5, 10, 15. So Ben, can you tell what time it is? What time does he get to his grandparents' house? It's not quite 3 o'clock yet. I saw you say it, but I couldn't hear you. You were muted.
2:45?
Yes. Ding, 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 ding. Excellent job, Ben, because if you look, here we go, right? There's the 2. How did you know it was 45 minutes after 2?
Because the minute hand was pointing at the 4 at the 9, I mean, so it was 9:40, so it's 2:45. Well, yeah.
Yeah, you could do 9 times 5 equals 45, or you could count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. 45 minutes after 2, 15 minutes before 3, and it was PM, I hope. Otherwise, he's going to be one sleepy grandson. All right, let's go back. So that's how you can use the clock to help you when solving these problems. All right, let's do this one together. Herva left home at 9:45 a.m. and returned home at 11:20 a.m. She spent 55 minutes at the gym and the rest of the time at the library. How much time did Herva spend at the library? So this has got some backwards thinking. I think I might use the number line to show you this one. And you guys can help me. So yesterday we used a number line, and they didn't have one on your page today, which makes it really frustrating. I know that she's going to start at what time, Madison? What time does she leave her house?
She leaves at 9:45.
Okay. I'm getting a number line ready here. And it has intervals of 5 minutes. I'm going to toggle between 2 screens. So if we start at 9:45 and I use a number line, so you guys are going to have to talk me through this. Okay, here's my number line, just like we used yesterday. I see the glare, I apologize. 9:45, here's 9 o'clock, here's 9:30. If I'm gonna find 9:45, I'm gonna count on by 5. So 9:35, 9:40, 9:45. Here's my starting time. This is when she left the house. Now I have to go back and look at the lesson. So let me minimize this. She gets home. So she left home, but she gets back at 11:20. So this is kind of tricky. So now I have to find where she left. How would I do that, Gabe? How am I going to find 11:20 when she returns home on this number line? What can I do? Can you unmute and explain?
So you can count.
What am I going to count by? What are our intervals? Do you remember?
Count by 5s.
Very good. All right, so here's 11, 11:05, 11:10, 11:15, 11:20. So I've got 11:20 is when she got home. Here's a 9:45 when she left. I'm just following the text, just like you guys will do. Now, going back, it says she spent 55 minutes at the gym and the rest of the time at the library. How much time did Hervis spend at the library? Is there anyone who can help me figure that out? Any ideas on how I would use my number line and 55 minutes to figure out how much time she was at the library? What should I do, Lila? With that 55 minutes that she spent at the gym? She was the whole time. 55 of it was at the gym. Go ahead.
So, if 55 minutes were at the gym,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest of the time was at the library, then if you see from 9:45 to 11:20, you can count up the time in between and see how much time she was at each.
All right, do you want to start at 9:45 and count the 55 minutes and see how long, where she was at that time?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. 5, 10,
10,
15,
20, 25, 40,
30,
30,
40, 45, 50.
50, 55.
Okay, so that was all the gym. Now we have this much time left that she did what? Where was she during this time?
The library.
Library. How am I going to figure out how much time that is? Abby, how can I figure that out? I'll use a different color. How do I figure this out? I have a question mark there. That's what I want to know. What can I count by, Abby? Remember, our intervals are 5 minutes. Okay, I think you're having trouble with your microphone. Max Diesberg, how can I find out how much time she spent at the library then? Anyway, right there. Elena, what do you do? I need what? Your headphones must be put in. I can hear you. Okay. So maybe frozen. When I say Sonny, let's see if we can hear it. Or just show it. All right, count with me. Ready? 5, 10,
17,
5, 30, 30. So on number 2 would have been 40 minutes at the library. All right, let's look at number 3. Diego arrived at soccer practice at 8:45 a.m. Practice lasted 45 minutes and then it took him 10 minutes to walk home. What time did Diego get home? I want you to use the interactive clock to figure that out. So here's what you can do. Underline the important information. I'm going to give you a minute to do this. You know Diego arrived at soccer practice at 8:45. That's what I want you to put your clock on. Then I want you to go 45 minutes around the clock with that minute hand, because that's how long his practice lasted. And then it took him 10 minutes to walk home. Then I want you to take your clock, the minute hand, and go around 10 more minutes. You can toggle between both screens. So if I come here and I forget what time it was, you can go, well, you have it actually in front of you because you have your workbook. 8:45. Okay, so I'm gonna go, I'm gonna keep them unlocked till I get to 8. I'll lock my minute hand, my hour hand, and then do my minute hand, 8:45. I'm gonna lock it. Then once you get that 8:45, start adding on those minutes. Make that clock go around by counting by 5s. Oopsie, that was really weird. Okay. So I've got to, somehow I got to Qdoba from my screen. Okay.
You're just secretly hungry.
I guess so. It's the second time I've seen Qdoba today. It means something.
it's meaning you need to eat Qdoba for dinner.
That's what I was thinking. Take a break from cooking. I see Max is working. Both Maxes look like they're working. Thank you. Elena, are you thinking? Thinking. Cooper, you doing okay? Yes, you're done?
I'm done.
You're done. All right, give me a thumbs up if you are done. I see you, Sunny.
And I don't even know the answer.
Max Deesberg, Cooper's done. Max Deesberg, don't walk away. Do you think you can do this one with me? Yes? I would love it. Okay. So remember, we're going between, we have to add 45 minutes and then 10 minutes. I'm going to write that down on the board. So we're at 8:45. His practice was 45 minutes, and then he had to walk home, which took 10 minutes. So let's see if you got the same answer Max got. All right, Max, what should I do with the minute hand? What do I have to do?
You
Whoopsie.
should. So if Diego arrived at practice at 8:45 and practice lasted 45 minutes, you should add 45 minutes.
Like this, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Okay, I did that. It's 9:30. Is that your? Go ahead.
And then it took him 10 minutes to walk home, so you should add 10 minutes.
5, 10. What's your
And
answer?
then he got home at 9:40.
How do you know it says 9:40?
Because the hour hand is not quite at the 10, so it's still 9. And I know 5 times 8 or 8 times 5 is 40.
And if that's too mind-boggling for you, you can just start at the 12, count by 5s till you get to where that minute hand is. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 40. And you'll get 9:40. Excellent job explaining. Thank you so much, Max. All right, we're gonna skip the next one because it's very much like the one we already did. So don't worry about number 4. We're gonna go down to number 5. Shanna finished her chores at 4:25 p.m. She spent 35 minutes cleaning her room, 20 minutes bathing her dog, and 15 minutes folding clothes. What time did Shanna begin her chores? So I'm gonna just tell you that this word finished is a clue. August, can I have whole body listening? Can you put that away? What kind of clue am I talking about? The word finished is a clue. Why am I saying that? What do you think, Elena? Shanna finished her chores at 4:25. She spent 35 minutes cleaning her room, 20 minutes bathing her dog, and 15 minutes folding her clothes. Here's another clue. What time did Shanna begin her chores? Charlie Carr, what are you thinking about this problem? What are your thoughts?
We got to add all those up and go backwards.
Oh my gosh, how did you know that? I'm so glad I called on you. Great.
I don't always do it.
Yeah, and the fact that it says finished and we want to know when she began her chores, we know we have to go backwards, right? So there's a couple ways we could do this. Here's what you guys can do. On your clock, you can go to 4:25. Okay, so you should have that tab open. So 4:25, but this time you have to go backwards all of those minutes that they said in your book, right? That she did spent on chores, which are, you have to go backwards 35 minutes, 20 minutes, and then you have to go back, it's now, can't see it, 15 for folding clothes. So you can do it that way. Then I'm going to show you another way on the number line. Go ahead and work on it. And then I'll get my number line ready to share with you. Give me a thumbs up when you think you know what time Shanna began doing her chores. If she finished at 4:25 and you went backwards 35 on the clock, then 20, and then 15. See what time you landed on. That clock is really fun to play with. So if you're not using it, you should. It's really fun. And it's a great tool. You can use it on your quiz next week. I'll put it on there. I'm glad I said that. I'm gonna have to remind myself to do that. You can give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Looks like you're all working very hard. Reese, I can see your brain ticking away. Thinking, thinking, thinking. Ben, looks like you've got your answer. How you feeling, Lucas? Okay? Cooper's got it. I hope we have more thumbs up today. Sunny's looking like she's getting it. I think, Mrs. Harrison, we're gonna have more thumbs up today.
Woohoo!
They're doing really well. Haley's got it.
What's Haley?
Calendar is who I saw. That's who I saw. But I can only see like 4 at a time. I scroll through you guys.
And Mrs. Aubin, I have that other situation all taken care of.
Oh, you already made yourself the host?
I did. I didn't know that I could actually, but it allowed me to reclaim the hostness.
Okay. The hostess with the mostest.
I didn't know that I could, but I did.
Okay, goody. Learn something new every day, don't we, Mrs.
Yes, we do. But I'm all good. So whenever you're, when that.
Yeah,
time-
I'm gonna just finish this one and then we'll do it.
You bet. I just wanted you to know that that was good.
Perfect. All right, Lucas, are you willing to do it with me? I can help you out.
So,
I'm gonna go to the clock. Okay, let's write down 35, 20, and 15 so I don't forget. 35, 20, and 15. All right, tell me what to do.
So if it says Shanna, so what time did Shanna begin her chores? So it sounds like we might have to subtract. So we might have to take either 35 from 20 or 35 from 15.
Well, let's do it on the clock. Let's count backwards on the clock. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready? 5,
5,
10,
15,
20,
20,
25, 30,
35.
35. Okay, so now it's 3:50, but we still have to keep going, right? Because that wasn't the only thing she did. It said she spent 35 minutes cleaning her room, but now she has to do 20 minutes for the dog and 15 minutes folding clothes. She has a lot of chores. So let's go back the 20 minutes. Ready? Count with me. 5,
5, 10, 15, 20,
okay,
25.
now she's done with the dog. Now we gotta do folding clothes. We're at 3:30. Now we gotta go back 15. 5, 10,
15.
15. What time did she start her chores, Lucas?
3:15.
Nice. Give me a thumbs up if that's the answer you got on the clock. Couple people. Let me show you another way to solve that. This is the number line. I'm going to put the times up here that she spent doing her chores. So I went ahead, this is 5-minute intervals. 4:25, I went backwards 5 minutes from 4:30 to find the time she finished her chores, 4:25. It's the same thing with the clock on a number line. If you get the time that they finish something, you have to go backwards on the number line. Remember, sometimes they're in 10-minute intervals. I just want to remind you of that. Right now, this one is 5-minute intervals. So if it's 4:25, but she spent, I'm just going to go backwards 35 minutes. Let's start with the 35 for, with me. I'm going to go 5 to 35. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. It's just in a room. Then she has to give the dog, I have to back 20 minutes for that. 5, 10, 15. That's for the dog, right? Dog. This is her room. Okay, now we'll use purple for folding clothes. I did that. Now we got to do 15 minutes. 5, 10, 15. That was the clothes she was folding. Now I know when she started. This is my start time, but I got to figure out what time that is. It's halfway between 3 o'clock and 3:30. I can count by 5s to figure it out from 3 o'clock. Here's 3 o'clock, 3:05, 3:10, 3:15. 3:15 is when she started. So that's just another way of solving word problems involving time. It's a tool, just like the clock is. Unfortunately, I don't have a number line to give you, but when you do assignments on Think Central, they will provide the number line for you. And if you don't like that number line and you'd rather use the clock, you can get this clock on any of our math assignments from this week. I attached it to all of them, okay? So hopefully that helped. Now, I am going to put us into breakout rooms for the remainder of math. But before I do that, how are you feeling today? I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. How are you feeling today about, because I want to see you all. We're going to do the thermometer on solving word problems involving intervals of time, addition and subtraction of time. How are you feeling? Any better today? Are you still in the middle? Or maybe you were here yesterday and you're more here today. Or maybe you were here yesterday and you're feeling here today. I still see Elena. So Elena, did you use the clock, my dear? I see your thumb is down. Did you use the clock? Yes. Did you like using the clock? Do you think it helps? If you keep those, once you get the time set, keep them unlocked. You want to keep them unlocked as you go because it'll show the true time. I think that's a good tool. All right, that helps me. Thank you. So here's what we're going to do. I need to work with a group on something that didn't get done on last Friday. I gave a computation quiz and a Flipgrid video, so I'm going to work with a bunch of you on that, the majority of you. The kids who did that, Mrs. Harrison's going to take, and Mrs. Harrison, the next page is a puzzle penguin. They could do that while you're there.
Perfect.
So it would be, and I can tell you what page that is. So if you're with Mrs. Harrison, page 190 has a puzzle penguin that you guys could discuss and solve. And then because you did your work already, you could have a shorter math time and get started on your Think Central for today.
Perfect.
Okay, so will you put us in breakout rooms and make sure I'm with the majority of the kiddos?
Yep, you are there. I mean,
Great,
you're
thank
So,
Thank
all
you.
right.
Stop sharing.
Everybody pick when they, make sure you
Make sure you
join.
join your breakout room. You'll be with me or Mrs. Harrison.
All right.
You'll need your math spiral and a pencil. That's all. For me.
Has she signed in yet?
I guess she just took those kiddos out. And so here's what I need you to do. Get your math spiral and a pencil. We are gonna just do 4 math problems. That is it. 4 math problems, 2 addition and 2 subtraction. But you need a blank sheet of paper and a pencil to do it. Can everybody get that? I am going to share my screen and show you the problems that we are gonna do. Awesome. So it was on Friday's assignment and many of you didn't get to it. So I just needed to get that grade from you to see who needs to work with me in a small group. It was under last week. So that would be this November 30th through December 4th. You don't need to see that. Well, you will need to see this eventually. But right now, I am going to click on it and just show you the computation quiz. Here are the problems that I want you to solve in your math spiral. There are 4 of them. Don't say the answers because this is a quiz. The directions stated, please solve the following problems in your math spiral and then type your answers onto this Google Doc and turn it in. Then record a Flipgrid video to explain how you solve number 1 and number 3 and turn it in. So I'm gonna walk you through the whole thing. Don't get worried. The first thing I want you to do is solve those 4 problems. Is Henrik here? No, he's not.
I did these last Friday.
Well, I didn't get it, so just do it right now, and I'm gonna show you how to do it right. A lot of you turned it in with no answers, so I couldn't grade it. If you have them done and you see it in your math spiral, you can just use that.
Hey, Miss Aubin,
Yes,
if he already did it, you said it's okay just to go back to that page?
so I didn't have his answers.
I believe we submitted it late, so it may not have allowed us. We may have like submitted it, but it just didn't get sent. But
Okay, can I look real quick?
done and stuff.
Let me look. I can show you right here.
No, yeah. I mean, we had issues with Flipgrid with music today where we submitted a
Turned
video
in
for-
late. It says,
Yeah.
there it is. Thank you.
No, yeah. We just wanted to make sure, like.
I
it
just
was-
didn't get it. Thank you. I see it. Thank you, Josh. Good work.
Yeah, we had an issue with music where we submitted one and then it got deleted on us. So.
Oh,
we just wanted to
no.
make sure it wasn't like another Flipgrid problem.
It's there.
Okay.
Thank
So-
you, Josh. We'll see you
Yeah,
guys
thank
then.
you so much for checking. All right.
What can I do?
Do you want us just to kind of hang out and watch them?
Nope, you can go and I'll just see you guys. Oh, I'll see you guys on Monday.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Have a good weekend, Josh.
Let's say bye.
Bye.
Bye, sweetie. Give me a thumbs up when you have all 4 done. Nice.
I want to do it on my math spiral. Am I supposed to do it just on my math spiral?
I didn't hear you, sweetie. Can you say it a little louder, closer to your computer?
Am I just supposed to write on my math spiral? Because that's all I did.
Yeah, do that now, but then I'm going to take you to the next step.
Got it. Finished.
I see you, Elena. I see you, Lennox. See you, Haley. All right, I'm going to show you the next step. So even if you're not done with your answers, stop for a minute and just watch what to do, okay? Here's what you're going to do. You are going to stay on Zoom so you can minimize me. You're going to go to your Google Classroom. You have to find this assignment. This is the tricky part, okay, Cooper? So make sure you guys listen. Go to week of November. It's going to be after math. It's going to be at the bottom of your classwork assignments. You're going to see 3rd grade Friday choice board. 3rd grade Friday choice board. This was one of your assignments for Friday that you guys did not do. That's why we're doing it now. Okay, so it's back on week of November 30th through December 4th. 3rd grade Friday choice board, click on it. You will see computation quiz. It's a Google document. You're going to click on your Google document. Now you are going to type in underneath the problem. You just put your cursor there. You might have to go to the end and hit enter to get it to come down. There you go. You'll have to go to the last number 5 on number 4 and click enter to get to the next line. And then you're going to type, like if you said the answer is 124, you're going to write 124. You're going to type your answer in. Whoopsie. Undo. There we go. And then you're going to get an option to turn it in or to share it. Do not share it with me. It needs to be turned in, just like an exit ticket would be done. If you have any questions, let me know.
I don't see that there.
So-
Either, I don't see that. I don't see that.
If you don't see it, I can have you share your screen with me and I can get you there.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
So-
Can you turn on share? Okay.
Robin.
Yes.
Yes. Bring me right to the Flipgrid video, and it doesn't show me where I can type my answer.
Whose is this?
Mine. I'm missing one. I'm missing that one you want to do. Can I just click on this?
Nope.
And
No, hold on. Go to the right side with that scroll bar. Go over, drag, drag, drag. There it is, Max. You gotta use that scroll bar. Don't click on that. No, buddy. You gotta click on the document.
yeah,
It's
I know.
there. You're just not scrolling down far enough. It's there. Anybody else having problems that I can help? Yes, Jensen.
This isn't really a question, but I did this on the other day.
I didn't get it. Do you want me to show? You're saying you turned it in?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna check on that.
This is Robin.
I can do one at a time. Sorry, you're gonna have to wait just a second. I'm working with Jensen right now. Jensen, it's not in there. You can see it's not in there.
I'll
So-
turn it.
You did not get it turned in. And I did not get, I did get a Flipgrid video from you. You did the Flipgrid video, but I returned it. You turned it in empty. You did not type in the answers. So I couldn't grade it because you didn't type in.
I can't type the answers for some reason. I'm trying to, but I can't type the answers.
Okay, Josh, go ahead and share your screen with me.